What's going on, everyone? Justin again, as always. Thanks for watching my channel. Welcome back. Cheers to those of you that have your beers. TGIF. Man, this is a late video. Today was a long day. Lots going on. And we got some mail. Let's talk about it before we go live, shall we? Alright, so for the end of the week, I think I was right around 62 or 63 hours for this whole week. I'm tired. I'm dead tired, my man. I'm seriously tired. At any rate, we ended on a strong note though. I ended up having to do an alignment on this truck that I was doing a leveling kit on. They kind of kicked my butt and threw me off because I was looking at the picture, and the picture that it had didn't depict the style of leveling blocks that the ones that I had received. So it looked like that might have been how the factory strut was, but in fact that's, I guess, roughly what it should look like. Well, it had already had these spacers on it, so I ended up actually doing a 4-inch lift, which I ended up having to take apart because, right, it was squatted. So I had to take the whole thing back apart, so it took me a lot longer than it really should have, but hey, I'm new to the suspension game, right? To me, I just thought that's how it was, right? So that was my bad. It definitely killed some time, but that didn't mean that I didn't kill it for the day. Didn't exactly break the actual 8-hour plane, but I think I had 7 for the day. But, you know, still 62, 63 for the whole week. I had other days that definitely made up for a little bit of a hang-up or slope that I had today. All right, that being said, let's go ahead and open up some of the stuff that I ordered off Amazon. I don't know what all came in today. There were a handful of things that I really wanted for my position over at the dealership as heading up the used car department. So aren't we all curious at what it was that I ordered? Lord knows what I do in the middle of the night, you know what I mean? How many of you have been guilty of putting things in your Dropbox and then hitting the go button after so many, and then stuff just starts randomly showing up? My wife damn near had a conniption fit when she saw that I had more boxes. In fact, I think that's what she said. You got more boxes from Amazon. Rock and roll. Let's see. Oh, gotta go to another box. A box within a box, and then another box. You remember that as kids? Your parents would make it look like you got this ginormous gift right here. Your eyes was wide open. I did that to my kids a couple times. Actually, parents have a strange sense of humor. And then you open said big box, and it's a medium box, then it's a little box, then it's a little box, then it's a little box, and then it was a micro machine or something like that. Who remembers those? Am I the only guy that remembers those? All right, let's see here. What do we got? Packaging paper. Oh yeah, now I remember. And again, yes, I will put the Amazon affiliate links down below in the description for you. Here we go. So check this out. This is a 3-piece punch and chisel set made by Mayhew, also made in the USA, for a pneumatic hammer or an air hammer, okay? So however you want to break that one down. But look, having super long punches and chisels to get up into awkward spots with your gun is definitely a must. And I didn't realize that until I started getting into Shane's world, right? That's what we should start calling steering, suspension, and brakes. That's Shane's world. Well, now I'm in Shane's world, and I don't have those things, so I got those things. All right, let's see what the next thing is. Oh yeah, definitely a must here. I'm gonna tell you why. So I did have a comment / question from a fellow follower of Bud, who made sure to grab some suds, by the way, in the bottom right hand corner. If you haven't done so already, I urge and encourage you to do so. But don't tap it too rapidly, because then it'll start fizzing over and you're gonna have to chug it, right? And if you don't, Come to think of it, I don't know anyone that wouldn't chug a beer. So I guess if you aren't going to chug the beer, maybe you shouldn't be drinking it to begin with. It's bad for your health anyways, or so I'm told. Okay, so yes, I have been doing electrical. He was asking me, have I done any electrical or diagnostic stuff since I've been there? Yes, I've done a handful of electrical things. We kind of talked about a couple of them, but I didn't talk about all of them because, man, some of the cars just blend in through my day. But I've done a trailer harness going up to, like we talked about. So I've done a trailer harness. Okay, that was pretty cool. Set it up as factory. I've done a couple of recalls that required me to make certain changes to the vehicles that I was working on electrically. Okay, so I did those, which required this specific toolkit, which is a weather crimp package. Okay, so not only, this is from Astro Tools, by the way, not only are you going to be getting the pliers themselves for these weather crimps that so Chrysler requires you. Okay, let me wind the clock here. Okay, so Chrysler has these little tiny brass or sometimes like silver and color looking tin crimps that are just bare metal, and you are supposed to actually crimp the two wires together, and then using rosin core flux and some 60-40 solder, right? You're supposed to solder it and then slide the heat shrink over and heat shrink it, and that is a certified Chrysler repair for electrical wiring. So in knowing this and knowing that that's how things are going to start going, so instead of just heat shrink and solder, we're going to be incorporating the little tiny crimps into it because, you know, that's the way they want it done. So I bought this little crimping kit. Now this little crimping kit is actually pretty cool. I'm going to take a picture here. Okay, so here's a couple pictures for you guys. One comes with some plastic electrical connectors so that way if one is broken or a tang broke, whether it's for a fuel injector, purge solenoid, a fuel pump, or anything that you can possibly imagine, because they break sometimes, or a back pin probe comes out, or rodents chew it too close to the connector and you need new tangs to be fed through. This is a kit that I chose to get specifically for work because I'm in the used car business. You could say I'm an independent dealer tech, okay? So I do a little bit of both. Not only am I doing my independent stuff, but I'm doing it at the dealer and I'm also doing dealership stuff. So I got the best of both worlds right now. Probably why I'm pretty excited about this, because I get to maintain a little bit of the knowledge and skill set that I've learned over the last 4.5 years. Okay, so they give you some warranty stuff, blah, 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 call this number, yada, yada. Ooh, this is pretty cool. Okay, so here are some series of pictures. They give you some of the little tiny actual tangs themselves that go into the electrical connector. They give you a few different styles of electrical connectors, anywhere from a 3 prong to a single prong to a dual prong to a quad prong, flat, square, rectangular in shapes, right? Male, female. You get the options, lots of options. You also get these little tiny weather seals, okay? So these are actually pretty important, and what I've actually learned through the Chrysler training, the updated electrical course that I had to take, is that you do not want to back pin through the insulation, because then you can get moisture in there and that can affect things electrically in a negative way for you, right? And then we have these little adapter dealio things that slide on in. Ooh, I like that. And it is magnetic, so it's a magnet. You slide this in, bammo. Magnet locks it in, right? Slide the other one in, bammo. And then once you get the little deal set in there, you get it to the appropriate, you know, pinching. You pinch down like so until it fully releases, and there, you're done. So, really, really cool. Very excited about this. They also even gave you a terminal disconnect tool with this set. Was definitely a must, my man. Definitely a must. So, very excited about this. Super happy to have it. And I think it's going to work out really well, especially considering that I'm on the used car line inventory side, right? So, I'm stoked, man. I'm stoked. Look, the leveling kit thing, yeah, I kind of Kind of tilted me a little bit sideways, but we got it done, son. Right, we made our hours. We killed it this week. We did see Jeff very briefly. Think he's got a couple things on order for me that involve testing of radiator caps, so we'll wait and see what those look like and what companies that they came from. And then sometime next week, if Garrett stops by, hopefully I get the charging cable for my Zeus scan tool. It's been months now. And hopefully we get the upgraded DVOM. So I'm going to give that DVOM back to him. It was pretty cool to see it, but I do want the next level DVOM. Another tool that might be in the future is I am definitely considering getting a borescope. I have definitely considered getting the snap-on borescope. I would be curious to any of you that actually have the snap-on Zeus if there is an adapter that is sold separately, so I wouldn't have to buy an entire unit. Maybe I can just use the Zeus and then put the attachment on. Feel like that would be the cheapest but best way to go about it if I could. So somebody that's a Zeus owner, Nathan, anybody in the comments, please let a brother know so I can try to save some money, because I feel like $650 for their mid-range borescope or $1,000 for the higher end one is insane. And I don't want one of the laptop style ones, because currently I'm using my Zeus as my designated laptop at work. The kids they use mine when they're doing the school stuff. So for me, look, my computer's for at home, my Zeus is for the work stuff. If I can't seem to find a happy mix, you know, I'd rather almost get the borescope than to go buy another PC for work to set it up and then have a computer and the scan tool all on my, then I've got no work surface left. I've got almost no work surface as it is, believe it or not. Having that mechanic set up there and everything that I've got with the space that I have, I'm limited. I'm limited on what it is that I can do. I have not been afraid to swing a hammer on top of it, I will tell you that, for those of you that thought that I would be. Absolutely not. Today I had to knock out a stud that had broke on one of these leveling brackets, and I had to install a new stud. And you can rest assured that I used every bit of little tiny space that I had, and I was wailing on it with my 32-ounce dead blow, and I got it set. So your boy's not afraid to use his box for what it's for. So at any rate, I know I got some crap from you guys too about the photos with all the fingerprints on it. Man, I'm trying to make that money, son, to pay for stuff. I ain't worried about cleaning no damn box. I'm not sitting there trying to stare at it. I'm not trying to take it out to dinner. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to give it roses and call it my wife or anything like that. It's a damn toolbox. I already got committed the marriage to it by giving 10 grand over to Metco. Commitment settled, right? To wipe her down after I'm done. Look, maybe if it's dead and I ain't got nothing going on. But you know what? That's just another reason why I bought black on black. Because you can barely tell if there is greasy, oily prints all over it. Ha! So, cheers to those of you that have your beers. And to all my hardworking blue-collar mechanical friends out there. Guys, gals, and otherwise alike. Cheers and deuces.